start on building the aptitude. Let's take a strategic approach so that we can beat the test as well as we can prepare for our future careers and other fields of study we are going to take up in the future. For everything, aptitude has become so important. Let's see what are the best steps we can come out with, and we will redefine it as we go on. Here is the steps as of now we come up with. Okay, the first step is going to be the phonics aptitude. That is, we can say the phonemic skills are very essential for us to communicate and understand everything in perspective. What is phonetic skill? It is something like how we pronounce M in a mat, P in a phonics, something like that. E in essential. E is different when it is in a word like essential. It has lost it is different there. That is the phonetic way of knowing E, how it is applied in a word, in a sentence like that. Second step we are going to take up is the reading comprehension. This is the very important one. Why are we taking up reading comprehension ahead of any other thing like problem solving, quantitative analysis, etc., quantitative studies, everything? I mean, the reason behind this is, if we are proficient in comprehending whatever we read, if we get the skill or the aptitude of comprehending the message behind the question and the paragraph that we are studying, we can very easily get the goal or the message behind the question, writer, article, everything. So if you have this skill at hand, very handy, then the rest of the preparations would be a lot easier. So this reading comprehension is so important, not only for our tests, it's for everything educational, academic, or wherever you go for job, career, everything, customer interaction, everything. If you can understand what is being told, what is expected, what etc., then everything else gets a lot effortless. After that, or parallelly, we'll be concentrating on verbal skills. It's parallelly important, so that we have the tool of understanding or expressing ourselves with lot of words. If the vocabulary development is so important for our language fluency, if we have good vocabulary, it is very easy for us to think very discreetly or more specifically or more elaborately. That is the idea. So reading comprehension is our current step. It is you can observe that reading comprehension is the only question type that appears on almost all the tests that are standardized throughout the world. You know why? The reason is, whatever academic or educational area we are pursuing, we have to make sense means understand some of them unfamiliar or new or different type of materials, unrelated materials that goes into our educational or any other tests that are being conducted. So this reading comprehension is so essential for almost everything in everybody's life. It is the most, we can also say it is the most realistic of all the question types on the tests. The reason behind is they take up the real passages from real articles published by great writers or whatever, that is companies or the talk of a CEO, everything has been, they take it up and remove some of the unwanted, unrelated things, and then they give the passage for a test comprehension. So they're really taking a real-time test with the student who is taking the test. So it's time that we take up the critical reading skills, part of our initial step. We have to build on our critical reading abilities. Hence we start on this reading comprehension as our first step. So what are the critical reading tricks? There are ways. We cannot go about reading all the passages. We may have a newspaper, we cannot read all the news. The moment we take the headlines and the related passage, we skim through, sift through all the articles, but essentially we know the gist behind every topic that is discussed, every headline that is there. That is the skill, ability we develop over a period of time. But when it comes to academic area or any other real-time research, analysis, all those areas, we have to approach little more strategically. Okay, we have to look for keywords. We cannot keep on mugging up everything when we are taking a test. So in reading comprehension test, we have to look for keywords, that are keywords which has the logical connection between the sentences. We will have some example to show you. We can't memorize. Do not try to memorize. Skim through the article. Let's get to the answer portion, or let's get to the specific portion when we start answering the questions. We have to look for comparisons by the author and the contrast that exists. Like for example, two different point of views would be expressed. For example, in any political situation, they would have given like how the one person feels, how the other person is contradicting that, how the idea of one contrasts against the prevalent idea, something like that. Something would have been obviously told, something else would be the important aspects would have been missed while for taking into consideration while discussing some topic. Those things we have to be aware about while we are reading, because the questions will not necessarily be on what is taught, but what is skipped will also be there, which is obviously the skipped areas. Okay, that is what we will take it up now.